it's time now to work on the vehicle's comfort in terms of its interior fittings. Now, the vehicle is going to be used for very long range, long trips, long days in the seat. So sound levels are important for driver fatigue. None of the Land Cruiser 70 series has got particularly good sound insulation. And the worst of the three of them, in fact, is the Troopcarrier, because it has the van interior. The sound bounces around and it can be really quite, I wouldn't say unpleasant, it's not unpleasantly noisy, but it is quite noisy. So I'm going to correct that. How successful I'm going to be in correcting that is the big question. So now I'm going to drive the vehicle in 5th gear with the aircon off, and I now have an app on my phone which is giving me the current sound levels in the vehicle. You can see that there. Now that's how much sound is being created right now. And in a week or two's time, when I have finished this project, as part of the project, I'll be able to measure it again. I contacted a Sydney-based company. They are specialists in audio insulation in vehicles, and they have recommended a number of products, and I'm going to be fitting them to the vehicle. I will let you know how it goes. I will let you know all about what products go where, a little bit about how to fit them, and at the end of it we'll see if it's been worth all of the trouble. Carbuilders is an organisation in New South Wales specialising in sound insulation materials, and they came back with a recommendation for a 2-stage treatment. This is the material here. This is called Stage 1 Sound Deadener. It has a very thin aluminium top side, and underside is a sticky, thick, dense, rubber-like. It's almost a cross between rubber and silicone the way it feels, and that sticks firmly onto whatever surface you put it on. And you basically lay it anywhere you like, and you get yourself a little roller like this, and you roll it on. Application is extremely easy, but it's also quite heavy. So I've decided that I could, if my primary objective was absolute science, which you might get in if you were doing a luxury vehicle, you would lay this absolutely everywhere, and then Stage 2 on top of that. I'm doing Stage 1 in part of the vehicle, and both Stage 1 and 2 in other parts of the vehicle. So in the back here, I'm right in the middle of it right now. I have used this material on the sides. I have not covered every single square centimetre with this stuff because, well, I could, but I don't think it's necessary. But up front, I have, because of course up front is where most of the noise is going to be generated, engine, gearbox, and that's where I'm going to be sitting. Well, let me just show you how to do this one little piece, how easy it is. I just wiped it off, it's clean, and you take off the backing. So I'm doing the wheel arches because the wheel arches are obviously a place where there's going to be a lot of rebound, a lot of road noise directly from the tire coming up. So I rub it down smoothly like this. Okay, and I get it kind of smoothish, and then I get the roller out and I roll it. I reckon to do the whole of the back of this car would probably take half a day, not more than that. It's very easy. There, that's the first piece. Now the second piece, I would now cut with scissors another piece for here. Right, Stage 2, I've put down the mass noise liner. It consists of fairly heavy rubber, about 2 millimeters thick, and underneath it a sponge, closed cell sponge, shaped, I've seen this shape in sound studios. They line the walls with it to prevent sound bouncing around. So this is laid bumpy side, foam side down on top of the stage 1 sound deadener. Now I could have covered the entire vehicle with sound deadener and put the mass noise liner on top of it, but I have to think about weight, and I obviously have to think about cost. So what I've done in the front here is I've given it the full treatment in the front, but in the back I haven't. So in the back I've just used the mass noise liner, single layer, straight onto the metal floor. On the wheel arches, what I've done is just replaced the Toyota's own cover on top of the sound deadener. So I've just used that on the wheel arches, which is the main area where you're going to get a lot of sound reverb around the wheels. In terms of putting sound deadener here on the bulkheads, on the walls, it's not really worth spending a great deal of money. You will get some, let's put it this way, it's money less well spent than putting it on the ground. So I have put some around the sides here. I haven't covered it, I haven't plastered it with the stuff. This will have some suppression, but I haven't spent too much money and too much weight on dampening sound from the sides, mainly from the floor. Now if you wanted to do the roof, I'm not going to do the roof because I'm doing a completely different roof conversion, but there is a product for the roof of vans, any vans. I was looking through Carbuilders' website and I came across, really by pure accident, they had a thing on Troopcarriers. And when I approached them, I didn't realize that in fact that they actually obviously get a lot of clients with Troopcarriers, because it's obviously they see a need in the market. Different pricing options. It was really well done and they gave me good advice. They didn't want to just take my money. So hopefully here I've got a good balance, and I think the entire thing is probably between 25 and 30 kilograms of material. So now I replaced the original carpet. I have taken the under felt off, which is a very common garden cheap as chips underlay that Toyota and most car manufacturers actually just attach underneath their carpets, especially in budget cars. So I've removed it all. That gives space for the matting, which is quite thick. Now I'll put the seats back, but maybe what I should do before I put the seats back is show you something that is uniquely Australian and will transform the interior of this car. So much of my research, of course, for building the vehicle has to be done online. Looking at reviews, looking at products. I put up an idea on Facebook or whatever, and I get a, have you seen this? I get all kinds of people coming in, have you seen that? Have you seen this? And it's been absolutely fantastic. And one of the products that I have discovered since being in Australia, I didn't know about them, is this one here. It's called Department of the Interior, and they build interiors, not just for four-wheel drives, for a very, very wide range of motor vehicles. And this is the kind of thing that they do. This I'm looking at here is the T-shaped roof console with lights, with the interior and fitting instructions. They even have little videos where you can go and see more about fitting. The fitting looks very straightforward, and not only is it straightforward, they're using existing mounting points like for grab handles and the mirror and various other things, so I don't have to do any drilling, which makes it of course very easy, which is smart. What I subsequently learnt is that when ordering, you actually customize your own product. So here is the console. Now I've been working out, if I take the Land Cruiser only has one standard cup holder, but here I can easily add two, and I've been moving these bits around here. So I was thinking about having the boost gauge there. That's just got the USB, but with shallow pockets. I prefer the deeper pockets. It's like my birthday every few days in the White household, because I know exactly what it is. Australian company, family-owned business. They specialise in improving the interiors, and of course the Land Cruiser could do with a lot of improvement, don't you think? So there, that will be left-hand door that now bolts onto the panel, and my speaker will fit inside like that. Isn't that nice? Nicely made too. I have ordered some other items from them. A floor console with a armrest and a cubby hole, and they have matched the grey interior of the Land Cruiser, and I must say build quality is excellent. That's all plywood, there's no plastic at all, this is handmade, the finish is exceptional, and I think that's going to be enormously practical for my truck. That's the kind of accessory you can get in Australia for Land Cruiser 70 series. Now it comes with mounting instructions that are very concise and specific to each individual product, and I'm now going to follow those instructions and we'll see how it goes. Time now to come to some kind of conclusion with regard to the sound insulation. That's the app now, doing exactly 100, and if the reflection isn't too bad, that'll give you an indication of the reduction in sound. Now those numbers don't really mean very much. Well, they don't really mean very much to me. I'm getting a little bit of extra sound today because it's rainy. The impression is that there's far less sound bouncing around the cab. So it's made a huge difference to the comfort levels, and that's after all what we're trying to do. We're trying to improve the comfort of the vehicle. Comfort levels far improved. I can still hear quite a bit of sound coming from the back, this big hollow cave that I'm towing behind me, but very little from the front. Front wheels, nothing. Engine noise really down. So it's made a huge difference. I did not put any roof insulation in at all because I'm changing the roof. I'm modifying the roof and putting in my camper system, which means that that'll change, and that will reduce sound being bounced around the cab, but will increase wind noise. But the end result is, was it worth it? 1,000,000 times yes. In terms of my interior comfort, the console is wonderful. I've had it in the car now for a few weeks, and it's so nice. My arm is on the it's transformed the vehicle. Extremely pleased with that. I won't be getting a Department of the Interior roof console because, well, my changes to the roof does not allow me to fit a standard unit. So for now, that's it. I know a lot of you are really looking forward to seeing the full colour reveal. Yes, here it is. It looks gorgeous. It's exactly what I was going for. I'll also show you some really nice kit that I picked up during my trip to the USA. See you next time.